Why are the 2000s considered by many to be the golden era of comedy movies? Oh man, the 2000s. A time when comedy wasn't just a genre, it was an uproariously large slice of the pop culture pie. This was a decade where our biggest movie stars weren't just action heroes or rom-com royalty. They were comedians who knew how to tickle the funny bone in a collective sense. Here's the thing. The 2000s were a ripe period for comedy, because movie studios were rolling the dice on humor that pushed the boundaries. They weren't afraid to experiment, and there was a certain flavor of irreverence in the air. Think of movies like Anchorman, Old School, or Superbad. They weren't just funny, they were quotable canon. Lines from these flicks became the social currency of the time. These movies had a communal aspect too. I remember watching Napoleon Dynamite in Portland, and the entire theater was resonating with laughter, united by the sheer oddness and originality on screen. It wasn't just about big-budget chuckles. Indie comedies had a moment to shine too. What also added to the gold rush was the rise of internet culture. The 2000s were the infancy of viral marketing and social media, where clips and gags could be shared instantly. Scenes became memes before memes were even a thing. Then there were the actors themselves, comedic legends in the making. This was prime time for Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen, Ben Stiller, and the all-star casts that seemed to pop up everywhere. They formed comedy clans, banding together to produce hit after hit with a chemistry that was palpable. Lastly, let's face it, the world was a bit different. Political correctness hadn't tightened its grip on the throat of comedy to the extent it has today. Filmmakers could navigate taboo territories with less backlash, exploring comedy without those constraints, and that came across on the big screen in a way that felt fresh and daring. This isn't to say the comedy of the past was better. Art is always reflective of its time, and good laughs are still out there. But the 2000s just had that certain anarchic magic. It was a cocktail of talent, timing, and technology that served up some timeless comedy. And maybe that's why many look back at it with such fondness. It really was a golden era of knee slappers and gut busters.